Miyamoto Musashi is considered one of the greatest samurai in Japanese history, renowned for his exceptional swordsmanship and undefeated combat record. He was born in 1584 during the turbulent Azuchi Momoyama period, a time marked by frequent conflicts among Japanese feudal lords. Musashi rose to become the greatest duelist of his era, with claims that he fought in over 60 duels without ever being defeated. Musashi was born in 1584 in Harima Province during a period of intense political and military upheaval in Japan. His father, Shinmen Munasai, was a skilled samurai and master of both the sword and spear. He is believed to have been Musashi's first teacher in the art of combat. However, some accounts suggest that Musashi did not grow up under his father's care, but was instead raised by relatives or in Buddhist temples, where he received his early education. From a young age, Musashi demonstrated exceptional talent in combat. According to his autobiography, he fought his first duel at the age of 13 against a samurai named Araki Mataimon and defeated him using only a wooden sword. This early victory revealed his unique skills and combat strength, which would later become legendary. As he grew older, Musashi began traveling across Japan as a Ronin, a masterless samurai, challenging the nation's greatest swordsman to test his skills. He sought not only victory but also the refinement of his own unique style of swordsmanship. Over the course of these travels, he fought more than 60 duels and remained undefeated, earning a reputation as an invincible warrior. One of the pivotal moments in his life came during the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, one of the most significant battles in Japanese history, where he fought on the side of the Toyotomi clan against Tokugawa Ieyasu's forces. Although the Toyotomi alliance was defeated, Musashi survived and continued his journey, refusing to serve any particular lord and instead devoting himself to honing his skills and developing a new fighting style known as Niten Ichi-ryu, or two heavens as one style, which involved using two swords simultaneously. These travels and experiences shaped Musashi's distinctive character. He was not merely a skilled duelist, but also a philosopher and brilliant strategist, qualities that would later be reflected in his writings, most notably in the Book of Five Rings. Musashi earned legendary fame for his undefeated record in over 60 official duels, making him one of the most celebrated samurai in Japanese history. Among his many battles, several stood out for their importance in shaping his unique style and cementing his reputation as an unbeatable warrior. His first official duel at age 13 was against a seasoned samurai named Araki Mataimon. Though his opponent was more experienced, Musashi defeated him with ease using a wooden sword, revealing his early mastery of combat and his ability to overcome more experienced foes. In his early 20s, Musashi engaged in a conflict with the Yoshioka School of Swordsmanship in Kyoto, one of the most prestigious sword schools in Japan. First, he defeated Yoshioka Seijuro, the school's headmaster, in a duel that left Seijuro badly wounded. Later, Musashi faced Seijuro's brother, Yoshioka Denshichiro, and defeated him as well. In the third encounter, Musashi was ambushed by a group of Yoshioka clan warriors, but he used his speed and cunning to kill their leader and escape before the others could overpower him. These events led to the collapse of the Yoshioka school's reputation and solidified Musashi's status as a master swordsman. Perhaps the most famous duel in Japanese history was between Musashi and Sasaki Kojiro, a highly skilled swordsman known for wielding a long nodachi sword and nicknamed the Silent Swallow for his speed and distinctive technique. The two met in 1612 on Ganryujima Island. Musashi arrived deliberately late, angering Kojiro. For the duel, Musashi used a wooden sword he had crafted from an oar. When the battle began, Musashi swiftly struck Kojiro on the head with a single decisive blow, killing him instantly and achieving a historic victory that is still remembered today. One of Musashi's greatest achievements was the development of his unique fighting style, Niten Ichi-ryu, which emphasized using two swords simultaneously instead of one. This revolutionary approach allowed for both offensive and defensive actions at once and introduced a new level of strategic balance to sword fighting. Although widely known as a wandering duelist, Musashi also participated in major battles, most notably the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, where he fought with the Toyotomi forces against Tokugawa Ieyasu. He later took part in the Siege of Osaka in 1614 and 1615, a conflict that marked the final consolidation of Tokugawa rule over Japan. After years of fighting, Musashi withdrew from dueling and dedicated his time to meditation, teaching martial arts, and exploring military strategy. In his later years, he wrote his renowned book, Go-Rin no Sho, the Book of Five Rings. In this work, he distilled his philosophy of combat, outlining strategies for dueling and warfare, along with deep insights into life and self-discipline. Musashi was not just an undefeated swordsman, he was also a thinker and philosopher who left a lasting impact on martial arts and strategic thought. After decades of battles and duels, he spent the final part of his life reflecting and writing, hoping to pass on his combat wisdom and life philosophy to future generations. In his late 30s, Musashi retired from dueling and settled in Hyogo province, where he studied various arts such as painting, sculpture, and poetry. He also deepened his understanding of Zen philosophy and Buddhism, believing that true mastery of the sword involved not just physical power, but also mental clarity and spiritual discipline. His most important intellectual contribution was Go-Rin no Sho, the Book of Five Rings, written in 1645 in the Reigando cave near Kumamoto, where he spent his final days. This book serves as a comprehensive guide to martial arts and strategy and contains philosophical teachings that can be applied not only in battle, but also in everyday life. The book is divided into 5 chapters, each representing a natural element and symbolizing a particular aspect of combat arts. The Book of Earth covers the basic principles of swordsmanship and strategy. The Book of Water emphasizes adaptability in combat, like water conforming to its container. The Book of Fire discusses warfare, violent confrontations, and how to manage conflicts. The Book of Wind compares different schools of martial arts, analyzing their strengths and weaknesses. The Book of Void explores deeper philosophical concepts of insight and enlightenment, with Musashi seeing the void as a state of complete awareness beyond mere technique. Through his book and teachings, Musashi offered a philosophical vision of life based on several core principles, including simplicity and humility. He rejected material excess and focused on internal mastery and skill. Detachment from material possessions. Musashi believed that attachment weakens the spirit and that a true warrior must be free of worldly constraints. Continuous training. He emphasized the importance of daily practice and self-development, not only in martial arts but in all areas of life. Adaptability. He believed true strength lies in the ability to adjust to any situation, a philosophy reflected in his combat style. In addition to being a warrior and philosopher, Musashi was also a skilled artist. He practiced ink painting and Japanese calligraphy, leaving behind numerous works of art that are still preserved today. He believed that art and combat were not separate disciplines, but shared common principles such as focus, balance, and harmony. After a life full of duels and wandering, Musashi eventually withdrew from combat and devoted himself to meditation and writing. Despite his many victories, he was not simply a man seeking glory, but a thinker pursuing a deeper understanding of life and strategy. In his 30s and 40s, Musashi stepped away from official duels and instead focused on teaching and refining his combat philosophy. In 1634, he settled in Hyogo province and later entered the service of the Hosokawa clan in Kumamoto, where he worked as a military advisor and trained young warriors in strategy and swordsmanship. At this stage, Musashi no longer cared for individual competition, but viewed combat as part of a broader understanding of life. He spent much of his time studying the arts, such as painting and calligraphy, and wrote several texts on strategy and self-discipline. In 1643, sensing that his end was near, Musashi withdrew to the Reigando cave near Kumamoto, dedicating his time to meditation and writing his greatest work, Go-Rin no Sho, the Book of Five Rings. In this book, he compiled the essence of his martial and strategic knowledge, offering a philosophical vision that extended beyond combat. In addition to Go-Rin no Sho, Musashi also wrote Dokudo, the Path of Aloneness, a short text consisting of 21 precepts reflecting his views on asceticism, self-control, and independence. In 1645, Musashi's health declined, and it is believed he suffered from a serious illness, possibly liver cancer. On May 19, 1645, He passed away in the Rigando cave, sitting in a Zen posture as he had always preferred, ending his life in the same spirit of deep contemplation and inner peace that had defined it. He was buried at the Miyamoto Musashi gravesite in Kumamoto, which is still visited today as a symbol of samurai honor and strategic wisdom. Though he passed away, Miyamoto Musashi's legacy endures, not only as an undefeated swordsman but as a thinker who left a profound mark on Japanese history. His Book of Five Rings is still studied in various fields, from martial arts to business management, and is regarded as one of the greatest philosophical texts on strategy and self-discipline. To this day, Musashi continues to inspire millions around the world as an example of the relentless pursuit of mastery and the balance between physical power and mental strength.